guys? Doing a midweek recap right here. So yesterday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday's trades. Let's talk about yesterday first. Yesterday was actually a very slow day for me. Yeah, the only stocks in play for me at least was STAF. Gapped up pre-market, sold off, and then I shorted it small. The reason I'm leaning in short bias is because this stock gapped up all the way to $3 and sold off down to 130s. I guess that was 2 weeks ago. You can see on the daily chart. So that's why, I was more short bias on this. But you also want to be careful because the stock was on SSR. But this was a pretty straightforward trade. I didn't get a huge size on it. But you can see I covered too early around 140s and it faded off all the way down to 120s and went actually red on the day. Next stock is SPI. Now, this one is a very low float stock. You can see on this day near the end of September, it ran from basically $1 or $2 all the way to $46. So very low float stock. On that day, it trapped a lot of shorts. But just because, the float is low, just because it was once $41, $42, whatever, doesn't mean that's going to go back all the way up again from today's gap up. You can see we had a nice gap up from, I guess $8 previous day close to around $11 pre-market. I wanted to be cautious just because I know about the float structure. But if you looked at the price action trumps all, right? It doesn't matter if the float is low. It doesn't matter if your chat room alert is telling you to buy it. If the stock is heavy, it's heavy. It's going to sell off. And that's why I shorted it small pre-market over here. I was out most of my pre-market size. You can see it just dropped at the open. And, I didn't want to short weakness. So that's why I was really conservative with the ads around here. Already really low, like $9. And then I had some more and took it off pretty quickly. So same idea as STAF, but I covered way too soon. I didn't know if it was going to, $8.50, down to $8 or spike up to $11. But it's one of those days where it was pretty stress-free and I just didn't want to outstay any welcome. So that's the two trades on Tuesday. So pretty slow day on Tuesday. SRRK was running yesterday, but I didn't trade this the entire day because I never saw an entry for myself. I thought about longing this, but it just kept on going. You can see it went from all the way $20 all the way to 26 and then 30s near the end of the day. I just never saw an entry. So I didn't long this. And when you don't see an entry, it's okay to miss the trade. Like you can't catch everything. But today I did trade SRRK on the long side. I know a lot of people were trying to short this. They did the offering after hours yesterday for 150 million common stock offering. Just because it did an offering doesn't mean it's going back to $24 or below. The pricing hasn't come in yet. So unless we get the actual pricing of the offering, the stock is going to do what it does. You can see it's squeezing shorts right now, but I'm all out already on the long side. I don't like to outstay my welcome, especially midday. That's one of my rules, and that's the reason I'm able to stay, very safe and don't have any major losses yet. Knock on wood. So let's take a look at the trade on SRRK. So, I avoided it the whole, I guess the first 30 minutes of the open. I wanted to see if it's actually going to break out after some consolidation or breakdown. If it breaks down below $30, I would have went in short. But the fact that they held the low of the day, consolidated and break out, that told me that it's going to squeeze. Because if you think about it, lots of shorts piled on, lots of shorts are getting squeezed, like right now. And that's why I thought, if the shorts are getting squeezed, I don't want to pile on short. I don't want to get squeezed. So that's why I loaned it. Loaned it some around 34, but ideally I want the dips. You can see after I loaned it, sold into it first, and I was loaning the dips around 33.80s, selling into the pushes around 34.50s, and then 35s. So very nice trade. To me, this is a momentum trade. It's not really a stock that I want to outstay long because this stock is very manipulative. It makes you think that it's really weak. Like, you can see it dropped below VWAP and then it's breaking down here and then they are trapping and it squeezes right back up. And that's the sign that this stock is dangerous. If you're retail, you'll probably get stopped out, whether you're long or short. And that's why, I didn't want to outstay. And it's probably going to keep on squeezing now. And I'm out and now I'm okay with it. To me, I took the meat of the move, which is the front side of the move. I did try to go back and scalp some, but not worth it, in my opinion. I think it's very important that in trading, you have to pick your battles. If you don't see an edge here, if you don't see an entry, it's totally fine leaving the trade alone. You know why 90% of all traders fail? 90% of all traders fail because they are trying to trade 90% of the stocks. If you are very selective with your setups and the stocks you trade, you will come out ahead. But if you're trying to trade everything and following chat room alerts left and right, buy or sell, you'll probably not make it. So next stock, AUVI, extremely low float stock. I think it's like 1.5 million shares, so very dangerous. So that's why I didn't want to get in front of it. It did seem like they're gonna squeeze it past $13 pre-market, and I didn't want to get involved, especially when it's easy to borrow at Cobra Trading. So when it's easy to borrow, you want to be careful on that. That's why I left it alone until it dropped, until it showed me that it's weak. It cannot hold its pre-market highs. It dropped, tanked all the way to $9. I want to short the bounces after that. Easy to borrow, that means there's no short locate fees. I had some small starter already, and I waited for the major squeeze from $9 all the way to almost $11. That's why I went in short. Bias shorted it, and then consolidated around 10s. It tried to hold for a little bit. I was a little bit concerned. At that point, I have an average about 10.20s after all the ads. If they start holding $10, then in that case, for me, it's gonna consolidate and squeeze back up to at least 11.60s. Then I have to cut it for a loss, of course. I would have stopped up probably for 50 cents loss, but it didn't. It tanked. Actually, downside halted $9 and even further below, and my best covers was around 7.80s, and the majority was around $8. So this is a very decent trade for me as well. My third trade is actually a very small trade for me. First Solar. So they had earnings gap up, earnings beat, guidance raised. You can see the stock squeezed from pre-market low about $89, $90, went all the way to $98. Holy crap, I wish I caught the long side on the front side, but I was focused on AUVI and the other stock, SRRK. So I left it alone. I know there's two sides to trade this, just because Solar name is very sensitive to elections, and we're coming up to elections next week. So I think, it's great to see, like a front side move all the way to $98. But once market starts rolling over, which around the same time over here, it's when, if you check the SPI, it's rolling over. The entire market was slowly, selling off. Then I was looking at the stock. It's weak. It's breaking down VWAP. So that's why I scaled in short. Shorted some starter, 94.60s, and added back to, I didn't get to full size, half the size, around 94.30s, and then we got a major flush almost immediately after I entered. These are 2-minute candles. It flushed down to 93. Of course I wish I didn't cover, but I did, and actually went all the way to $90. I turned around and I looked at it, the stock is back at 91. I'm like, holy crap. So it flushed really quickly with the market, and I was out of the short. This is a very, very fast trade, and that was like a 94 down to 91. That's like a $3 drop within a couple of minutes. So pretty decent, even with only small size. It's still pretty nice on the day. Now for the Q&A time from the comment section, Brandon's asking, "Hi, are you short biased or long biased?" For me, I play both sides. There's a trade there on both sides. You don't want to always be too short biased or too long biased. All that matters is the price action and the chart. So, like SRRK, I saw a long, I saw shorts being bent. I saw that, they're trapping shorts and holding green on the day. So that's why I went long. And on the other hand, if you look at stocks that we just talked about, SCKT and AUVI, it's really heavy. Like all the breakouts are being sold into, and I want to join the trend to the downside. So that's why I don't usually have a bias. I form a bias as I see each individual stocks. It's really dangerous to always want to short or always want to long. I think you need to understand both sides of the trade to help you become a better trader. So next question, would you mind sharing us your PNLs in these videos? It will be very motivational for some. So I do share them once a while, but I don't want to get into the situation where I'm obligated to show it every single day, because like I talked about in one of my videos, how much money do day traders make? Whether you choose to show it, your wins and losses, it's your personal decisions, right? And I talk about even more details in the video. So that's why it's each individual's decision and no one else's decision but their own. And for me, I'll share it once in a while, but I don't want it to become like an obligation where I have to show it. And there's also another thing that if you're consistently profitable, you don't really need to prove to anyone else, right? The only person you have to prove to is yourself. And like I've talked about in the past before, I don't really find any joy, sharing or boasting these big P&Ls or showing off. There's people who make more than me. There's people who make less than me. It doesn't matter, right? All it matters is how this reflects on the P&L curve. Is it enough for me to make a living from trading? Absolutely. I live on $3,000 a month. And I'm sure there will be people in the comment section saying,
oh, she's only showing it because she had a good day today, but she lost $20,000 yesterday.
If this video gets 2,000 likes and 1,000 comments, you can even just leave a comment showing like a ramen bowl or something. I'll show you I guess it's almost the end of October. I'll show you my October statement once the month is over. How's that? I don't have any crazy number like a $500,000 month. I make enough for myself. It's all I'm saying. Again, I really want my YouTube channel to be a very positive community for everyone watching. So that's why, this is coming from a place of encouragement and not really coming from a place of showing off, because that's the last thing I'm trying to do. Okay guys, so that's today's recap. Hope everyone had a good week. If you enjoy videos like these, please remember to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.